If you study history closely, you'll notice a repeating pattern that has destroyed every major superpower over the last 500 years. And in 2025, the United States appears to be following that same path, step by step. Spain was the richest empire on Earth in the late 1500s, controlling massive amounts of global gold and silver, dominating Europe, and issuing a currency accepted everywhere. Yet within less than a century, it collapsed financially and never recovered. Britain followed the same trajectory. At its peak, it ruled a quarter of the world. Its currency was the global reserve, and London was the financial center of the planet. But 2 world wars, massive debt, currency collapse, and the cost of maintaining an empire it could no longer afford wiped it out in just a few decades. Soviet Union rose after World War II as a nuclear-armed superpower with global reach and ideological confidence, only to implode internally without a single invasion, collapsing economically in less than 3 years. In all 3 cases, collapse didn't start with military defeat. It began with economic exhaustion caused by overextension, excessive military spending, endless foreign commitments, debt spirals, weakened currencies, declining productivity, social decay, and the false belief that power was permanent. At first, everything looked fine. The armies were strong, the currency still worked, and the system appeared stable. But behind the scenes, resources were misallocated, innovation slowed, productive industries collapsed, smart people left, and once allies lost confidence and reserve currency status weakened, the fall accelerated rapidly. The strengths that once made these empires dominant, global military presence, financial power, and influence, became liabilities they could no longer sustain. Today, the United States shows many of the same warning signs. A massive global military footprint with commitments it cannot realistically support all at once. Extreme levels of debt requiring continuous borrowing just to pay interest, aggressive money creation that history shows that empires rarely collapse slowly at the end. Once the final stages hit, decline becomes sudden, chaotic, and irreversible. Spain believed it was invincible. Britain believed it was exceptional. The Soviet Union believed it represented the future, and all were proven wrong. The pattern doesn't care about confidence, ideology, or denial. It's mathematical. You cannot spend forever beyond your means. You cannot sustain an empire without productive capacity, and you cannot devalue a currency without consequences. The only unanswered question is timing, not outcome.